Okay, so on this video, we're going to plot the square root of 7 on the number line. We know that the square root of 7 is an irrational number because it is not a perfect square. We cannot think of the two numbers that are the same that we can multiply together to get 7. So the first step is to find what we'll use is the rational numbers around it. So we need to find what rational number comes before and after the square root of 7 or 7. So we know that 1 squared is 1, 2 squared equals 4, 3 squared equals 9. Now where would 7 fall? In between here is 7 between 1 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Is it between 4 and 9? 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. So the perfect squares in front of and behind the square root of 7 would be in front of is the square root of 4. Then we have the square root of 7. And then the square root of 9. Okay, so now we need to see which is closer to 7. Is it 9 or 4? To do that, we just simply subtract. We'll say 7 minus 4 minus 4 is 3. And then we'll say 9 minus 7 equals 2. Now 2 is smaller. 2 is smaller than 3. So it is closer to, since 2 is smaller than 3, this means that the square root of 7 is closer, that's a C, to the square root of 9. Okay. So we're going to make a table with values that round up to 3. And let me explain why. We're looking for what two numbers that are the same we can multiply together to get 7. Now we're using the rational numbers around it. We know after subtracting, we know 4 is in front of it, 9 is behind it. We subtracted. We said the square root of 7 is closer to the square root of 9. Well, the square root of 9 is 3. And if we multiply 3 times 3, we get 9, right? So then we need to go use smaller values than 3 to multiply together because 7 is smaller than 9. If my table is going to round up because I know that those values are going to be smaller than 3 if we're rounding up. So then my values will be 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, and we know that 3 is 9. Now what we're doing is, just like in class, we're squaring these. To see what the value is. I should have left this like that. So the reason why I'm using these numbers is because I know 3 times 3 is 9. That's already bigger than 7. So I need to use smaller values that's going to get me 7 that I can multiply together. So when I multiply 2.5 times 2.5, 2.5 And I used the calculator, but on your test you won't be able to. So 2.5 times 2.5. 5 times 5 is 10. I'm sorry. Did I say that? 5 times 5 is 25. 10, 11, 12. 2 times 5 is 10. That's 4, 5. And wait, that's a 5. 5, 2, 6. Okay. 1, 2 numbers behind the decimal. 1, 2 numbers behind the decimal. So 2 times 5 times 2 times 5 will give me 6.25. I'm going to keep going because I need to get to 7. I'm looking for the two numbers that's one little bit smaller and one that's a little bit bigger than 7. So I've already calculated the rest of these out. 2.6 times 2.6 is 6.76. And 2.7 times 2.7 is 7.29. So here is my number that's a little smaller than 7. And here's the number that's a little bit bigger than 7. So now we need to know which one of these is it closer to. Is 7 closer to 6.76 or 7 closer to 7.29? Well, to do that, we're going to just subtract. So we'll say 7 minus 6.76 and then 7.29 minus 7. Okay, so we can add our decimal and our zeros. 6, that's 10, 9, 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 7 is 2, and we bring down our decimal. Here, 9 minus nothing is 9. 2 minus 0 is 2. Bring down our decimal. Well, now we see that 7, well, 0.24 is smaller than 0.29. So that means that our square root of 7 is going to be closer to this one here, 6.76, which is 2.6. But we can get even closer by making another table. So we know that we're at 6.76. So we can get closer to 7, but we need higher values than 2.6 because this is only at 6.76 and it's too small. It's 7. 7 is larger than that. So we're going to use the values that round down to 2.6. So the values that round down to 2.6 are 2.61, 2.62, 2.63, 2.64. And we're going to throw in 2.65, even though this doesn't round down to this. We may not even need it. We may not even need to go this high. Okay? So you know that we're going to square these. And I've already done these. So 2.61 squared is 6.8121. 2.62 squared is 6.8644. And remember, I'm just multiplying this 2 times, 2.63 times 2.63 to get these answers. 2.63 squared is 6.9169